I've commanded Finnish and Swedish soldiers, and I think of Finland and Sweden in many ways as more NATO than NATO.
Finland's armed forces are highly compatible with NATO member states. It's worked with them on international missions and on exercises. But Finland has always remained outside NATO for fear of provoking neighbour Russia. But the invasion of Ukraine has changed the landscape.
Should Finland decide to apply, the accession of Finland would strengthen the security and stability of the Baltic Sea region and Northern Europe. Finland is a regional security provider and would further strengthen NATO as a future ally.
The move comes amid a surge in public support in the country for NATO membership. Since January, it's risen from just over 20% to 76%.
It's great news. It's about time. Putin started it, so he is affecting that we are joining NATO now.
Once Russia invaded Ukraine, it's as if Finns decided, well, that chapter in our history is over. NATO seems like a jolly good idea.
And if it happens, Finland's 800-mile border with Russia will more than double the length of the alliance's border with the country. But it will also bring enhanced capabilities, bringing increased deterrence in the region.
If Finland joins, I think it might rapidly become one of the most important powers in NATO because of the size of their armed forces. And the they've got a series of capabilities which NATO would find extremely useful.
The Finns practice uniquely, I think, a system of full territorial home defence, fully integrated. Every Finn does national service. The Finns have a massive reserve capability. They could put an army of 200,000 out in no time at all. And they've invested in seriously good equipment, state-of-art aircraft, etc., F-35s and the like. And they practice regularly.
The news from Finland comes a day after Prime Minister Boris Johnson visited both Finland and Sweden to sign a military cooperation agreement, promising to come to their aid if the countries come under attack. But it's thought to be unlikely, with Russia so committed in Ukraine.
Finland, since the invasion, has clearly concluded that Russia is not a neighbor with whom you can have dialogue. And as a result, they will take the step regardless of how Russia reacts. And it also happens to be a very opportune moment because Russia is, of course, bogged down in Ukraine. And what it can do militarily in retaliation against Sweden and Finland submitting NATO membership bids is very limited.
Finland is likely to make its application next week after parliamentary approval. Claire Sadler, Forces News. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.